This is a video review of the ERISIN ES7835A. It's the removable 4.0 Android tablet double DIN head unit. It's made by a few other companies as well. Extron's makes a version. Pumpkin Cool, China Asian, but they're all just resellers. They get them from Spring Industrial Hong Kong Limited. That's the parent company. Start off with my recommendation. The rest of the video is going to be pretty long. I do not recommend this product. Couple main reasons. One being the glare. I had an idea that it would have glare issues when I bought it, but I had no idea just how bad it would be. Right now you can see my reflection pretty well in there, but it is a rainy, cloudy day. I specifically waited for today. It's actually getting to be dusk too, just so that you can actually see the screen. If it's a sunny day with the sun shining through the windows at all, it's nearly impossible to see the screen from the normal viewing angle, especially once you get into the Android mode. So the glare is really bad. I contacted ERISIN to see if they sell scratch protectors or screen protectors that have an anti-glare coating, because no other company seems to sell scratch protectors or anti-glare screen protectors this size, and apparently neither does ERISIN or any of the other companies selling this model. ERISIN's solution was to send me a pretty retarded sun visor thing that wouldn't even fit over the clip here, and it wouldn't fit on the base here. I'd end up having to kind of cut it and kind of MacGyver it in there. If I keep it, I'll probably end up buying some stupid little visor like that, but I'm thinking I'm probably going to send this back. It's just got too many bugs. Second major bug is the Wi-Fi. I don't know if it's the antenna, the chipset, or what, but I can be 15 feet away from my router with one wall in between, and it'll either find the signal and just barely connect and not be able to do anything, or it won't find the signal at all. Most of the time it doesn't even find the signal. And then when I'm right in the same room with the router, I can have a good full bar connection, and it'll still have trouble downloading stuff and seem to have high ping and high latency, probably a high signal to noise or packet loss or whatever. So the Wi-Fi is crap. And the third major reason is going to be basically the Windows CE and the way it integrates with the Android tablet. First of all, the Windows CE implementation of the menu is really poor quality. You look at all the latest model Chinese head units coming out these days, and they're much more fluid, much more modern looking, much more streamlined. Like, this is just a bunch of boxes, basic arrows. It probably took them like a day to design the entire menu system, and even though there's a GPS antenna built into the head unit, it's missing the GPS menu icon. So if I wanted to go in there and mess with the Windows CE menu, which you normally do by accessing the GPS controls, I couldn't do that either. So far as I know, there's no way to access the Windows CE shell, which would be the way to get in here and change the menu options and make them look better, and do some more advanced things with the Windows CE shell. That being said, I'll go into the major or the detailed review here. Hardware wise, it's pretty basic. A double DIN unit, clip unit. This is just a thin plastic stick-on cover over this entire thing. You can actually feel like plastic seams behind it. It's actually like just a thin stick-on thing. You could peel it off if you wanted to. Pretty stupid. You got your SD card slot and the standard buttons. Same thing here. This is just a thin stick-on piece of plastic. You know, imagine a black screen protector stuck on over some buttons. And imagine your car getting up to like 120 plus degrees in the sun. That's just going to delaminate and come off there sooner than later, I think. You can feel it pressing down when you press these buttons. It sticks down in there. I don't see that lasting very long. The one in the back probably won't come off, but still it kind of looks cheap when you're looking at it up close. See this nice graphical EQ up here? That's complete bullshit. Doesn't have anything to do with the music or what's going on. It's just for show to make it look like it's doing something fancy. Like no sound in aux in, and it's just doing that. It doesn't matter what sound you have going, that does not match the sound or the music at all. So, you know, on first glance, you know, you're looking at pictures online. Oh, that looks kind of cool. You get up close and you see it's like this cheap stuck-on plastic, and this fake equalizer thing. Yeah, pretty retarded. Then you got your Android tablet here. It's a pretty basic tablet. It's a 1 GHz A10 processor, I believe. It does the job. It's got the 4.0 gingerbread tablet version. Let me get it to reorient there. There we go. I do still have the factory screen protector on there. Even without it on there, the glare is pretty bad. And you know, even with the brightness all the way up, it doesn't help. But basically what they've done is they've taken this basic Android tab and they've hardwired some pins straight to the display so that the WinCE head unit can just take over the video display. That's all it does. It's not like there's any communication between the two besides just hardwired pins to the display board. So overall it does the job adequately. I would give it a fair rating overall on like a poor to excellent scale. Receive a fair. It does everything okay, but there are enough bugs, the glare, and everything that makes it bad. We'll start with the setup menu. Pretty basic, you know, a simple text blocky menu. Things like selecting the wallpaper. You don't have like nice thumbnails to choose from. You can barely see it. It took me a while to find these. There's arrows up above and down below. In the daylight I did not see these little arrows, and I just started pressing around until something happened, and I realized at night when I could actually see these little arrows that press up above and down below it, and then you select the wallpaper you want, and then you have to go back to the main screen to actually see which wallpaper you selected. Pretty limited. I don't think you can even change those. You got what, 10 wallpapers, woo, alright, to choose from for the life of the product. If you could get into the WinCE shell, you could go in there and probably find that folder and put a bunch more wallpapers in there, but no. Alright, same with the logo. LED color can be red or blue. So we'll go to clock, same basic cheesy setting method, up or down. Click it to select. Languages. This is all you get in terms of audio selection. You got dynamic bass, MBP, loud, and EQ. Rock, pop, classic, country, jazz, off. No fader, no balance left or right, none of that. I think if you're in DVD or TV mode you can adjust a fader there, but not anywhere else, and not when you're listening to the Android subsystem. Pretty retarded. This is your video input settings. These contrast and saturation have no effect on the actual output display, so that's not going to help you with your glare. Radio region, USA 1, it's got a USA 2 also, and RDS. I've tried both USA 1 and USA 2, and I still get weird Chinese symbols in my RDS translation. And a basic calibration. That's the total sum of all your menu options. Compare this setup to all the modern Windows CE based navigation or DVD units out there, and this seems to be the least graphically robust. Disc is going to be your DVD and CDs and all that. TV is your basic TV. Same basic graphical menu. Very limited functions. I don't have an antenna plugged in. Pad is of course your Android pad. SD card, very, 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 very basic. This is your entire file structure right here. Click up here and it gives you some options here. Go over here and it gives you options that don't even do anything, like this. Invalid key, folder icon, and this one, invalid key. Very basic and limited. It's basically like one folder MP3 player. I can't even go up a directory as far as I can tell, but even if I could, I would not use it. It's just too limited. Setup, showed you that. You got your rear view camera. I don't have the truck on right now to save power. I'll come back to that later if I can. Yeah, your auxiliary 2. There's actually only one video input and one video rear view camera input. I think you do have an aux 2 just for audio in. iPod audio. It's got a special connector that comes out for that. Got a basic calculator. Actually, the styling in the calculator looks better than the styling in the rest of the menu there. And you got DVR control. You can actually buy a separate DVR. It has a special connector, so you probably have to buy their DVR to work with it. Basically, if you want to record everything you're seeing out your windshield or what's going on in your car, you can hook up a DVR. And then steering wheel controls. Steering wheel controls are pretty basic, but they work. Just reset it, hit your steering wheel control button. I'll actually show you, there's some nice translation here. It says, please press steer the 1TH key. Whatever the fuck that means, I don't know. Alright, so we'll press a button, volume up, press a button, volume down, press a button, next, press a button. Those are all my buttons. So that works okay, and you could probably program it going down the road pretty easily. And it does work without a CAN bus decoder. That's that. So I'm really disappointed with the Windows CE menu. I'd love to have the GPS option there. If I'm going up into Canada or if I don't have a data connection, I'd like to just go and plug into a hardwired GPS connection and use the built-in GPS that's attached to the Windows CE unit and not have to rely on Android. So going to Android now. It's a basic 4.0 tablet version, pretty basic. All the basic menu options are there. Nothing fancy. If you're used to like a Samsung phone, you don't get all the extra fancy things that you're used to. But it's all there, and it all works like an Android tablet too. An Android tablet should. Except the Wi-Fi, like I was saying before. Right now I'm connected to my Wi-Fi router that is right behind that window over there. So it's about 15 feet away. And that's all well and good. But then you go to try to do something with it like Slacker, and it'll usually just sit there and load forever. If it does eventually load into Slacker, it'll, here we go. We go to My Music. None of your stations are there. It's not actually pulling enough data to make it through. I mean, you can do things like go to the Play Store, like I downloaded a 2 megabyte app earlier, and it took it like a half an hour right next to my router inside. And it is a resistive screen. Luckily they give you their little stylus here, like little buttons like that. You almost have to always use the stylus. You kind of get the hang of using the very tip of your finger. It's not like a modern display where you can press it with the end of your thumb and it knows what you want. Here we go back to the screen here. Like a lot of times pressing the big icons even, it'll have trouble. There's definitely a knack to using the screen. You press a lot harder and it takes more deliberate presses and more precise presses, especially on little things. But you know, the Android tablet works okay for 1 gigahertz, 1 gigahertz, 512 megabytes of RAM. You know, it does the job okay. You know, this is a cloudy day and it's dusk, and you can still see pretty big glare there. Same is true with the little factory protector off. Basically, the glare is bad enough to make it a deal breaker, unless you want to rig up some stupid little visor thing. That's your choice. So that works. If you're not aware of Torque Pro, that's one of the main reasons I wanted Android enabled. Torque Pro is a must-have, especially if you're a Ford power-to-stroke diesel owner. You need to be able to monitor those sensors. That's vital. It can give you multiple pages. You can do things like trip times, fuel mileage, monitor any sensor that your ECM can monitor, that sort of thing. That's a vital app to have. You just use a little adapter off of eBay, a little Torque Pro adapter, or a Elm 327 adapter, and Torque Pro. You do want the Pro version because it has all the formulas built in. So altogether it's about $20 to be able to monitor every sensor in your car and track fuel mileage and stuff. Very good app to have. The other bugs are with startup and shutdown. Every time you put the tablet on, if the vehicle is off, it will automatically shut down the tablet. So don't put the tablet on there if you're doing something important and you don't want it to shut down. If you have the vehicle off, just turn it off. It'll go ahead and shut down. That's to be expected, right? Turn the vehicle back on. And I'll start it up. And watch this. Android starting up. And now it's shutting down. Why the fuck it wants to shut down all of a sudden? Does that every single time you start the vehicle. Every single time it'll start up, and then it'll shut back down, and then it'll start back up, and then it's good. It seems to have something to do with when you first turn the ignition on, the power does cycle on and off once to feed power to the starter. That's my best guess, or it's just another bug. we'll go ahead and let that go in. Bluetooth does work okay. You can pair the tablet with your phone and do like a basic Bluetooth DUN internet sharing, but it does not work. Like things like most things do not work. The Play Store will work in Bluetooth DUN mode. Slacker won't. Pretty much everything else I tried. Speed test won't work with Bluetooth DUN mode. Wi-Fi does work, but it seems to be even worse connecting to my phone. Like my phone will be in Wi-Fi hotspot mode. Right next to this, it'll barely connect half the time, and then like Slacker will be buffering constantly. Anything else I try to do, it just takes way too long. It's like unusable. Trying to use the Wi-Fi on my phone, which I can do just fine with my laptop, it just doesn't do it. It's almost like it's set for Wi-Fi in another country or something. But I guess, yeah. So let's say we'll go ahead and turn on Bluetooth here. Turn on Bluetooth. It's connecting with the car kit. It always asks for the pin for some reason. Alright, so it's connected to the car kit. Now we can go back and let's do power amp. And play. So now if we go back out to car mode, we go to Bluetooth. This down here is your connection button. You hit that if you're not linked to anything and you want to try to link, but most of the time it tries to link already anyways, so I can't see anything to do with this button. This is supposed to be some sort of refresh button, but it doesn't seem to do anything. But we'll come over here to Bluetooth audio, and Bluetooth audio does work with the steering wheel controls. If you're in Bluetooth mode on the head unit and you got the pad in Bluetooth mode, you can actually use your steering wheel controls. Otherwise, steering wheel controls won't affect what you're playing in Android at all. So in order to make this work, we gotta turn GPS. Sorry about that. This is your GPS mute button. That basically mutes the Android and brings audio over to the Windows CE unit. And apparently Bluetooth volume is way up. So if I'm in Bluetooth audio mode, I can actually hit next and it'll control power amp on the Android side. Same with steering wheel buttons. So that is one workaround to not being able to steering wheel control your Android. And I didn't really show you the rest of Bluetooth. It has basic Bluetooth functionality: answer, hang up, dial phone numbers manually, and then you've got dialed, received, and missed. There's no contact pulling, nothing fancy there at all, and you can't disconnect a Bluetooth. Like if I wanted to switch now over to my phone and like stream Slacker or Pandora or something, I can't like come in here and turn off that one Bluetooth connection or tell it which one I want to select. I actually have to go back to pad mode. Go back to pad mode, come in here, turn Bluetooth off, and then turn my phone back on, and then it will connect. So kind of hokey there. So basically, for what it is, it does the job okay, but that's about it. If it didn't have as bad a glare, I would probably keep it and use it, but it's a $400+ unit, and it's supposed to be the latest and greatest one, and the menu has like a 1998 graphical menu on it. I mean, it's not as smooth like as pretty much all the other Windows CE units out there. So that's my recommendation. Take it or leave it. You know, if I were going to do this again, I would just buy a Bluetooth enabled stereo, get a nice pad mount, get like spend the $400 on like the latest and greatest pad, like get a Nexus 7 or a Samsung Galaxy Tab, or latest tab. Mount that in here. You can do your Torque Pro, you can do everything, and just feed the Bluetooth audio over into your stereo. I'm probably gonna end up doing that because this one's not that great.